Notice the euro where it's at now. We've been down to this area a number of times. Right? Even in the past week, we've been down here twice. Right? Now, when you look below that, you're not going to find any significant demand until just under 133. And it's not because of this pivot low, it's because of what causes pivot low, the origin of the demand right here. This is the next nearest fresh demand zone below current price in a larger time frame in the euro. The area that demand is in, the area that the euro is in right now, first of all, we wouldn't even call that demand. Second of all, we wouldn't be calling it fresh demand, right? So if we look above, we see we do have some supply around 137, but if we go down to smaller time frames, I think you're going to see that, I'll take a look. I'll try to move the chat box here. Let's go down to some smaller time frames. We're just taking some X-ray snapshots of this market. I was looking for something closer to current price. I know what I'm looking. I know what I have here, but so once you get up to the you know 136.15, I'm going to just put both these areas together. 136.15 to 25. You've got a little area in here and then a really nice level here. You have to have your stop about 136.30. I go down to, all I'm doing is I'm taking that little area right there, which is 15, combining it with this one. So we've got two levels just sitting here on top of each other. Okay, now I want to put it in fresh territory. Let's see prices get above 13. So we can get up to like 15. Remember, normally we don't do this, so, but I am just combining these two. They're so close. With a stop at 30. Perfect. There it is. Now, if you want to just stick with the fresh supply level, that's your area with your stop above right there. Now I know it's, we're not close to that price yet, but we're also not that far, right? We're less than 100 pips, and that's nothing. So that's a nice little area. We can build, if you put your lines at the fresh level, you're only risking about 10 pips. But again, go back to the beginning of our conversation. What's the more attractive thing? What's the real attractive thing about the opportunity of shorting euro? Is it this perfect supply level up here? No, not exactly. It's the fact that you don't have much below. It's the very significant profit zone. The only problem with 136 is that we've spent so much time in that area. See how long price spent here? Look home. If supply and demand was so out of level at that price level, price never would have stayed there for that long. Make sense? So now another thing I can do is when I go to, let me bring this chart up. So there's that level. Now if I put this on a larger time frame, or even larger, you can see we're looking to short right in here, which is kind of in that daily area. Of course, the real juicy area is up here. But again, look at what's below. Because price keeps stalling out where it's at right now, down here, it creates the illusion that there's lots of demand and support down here. Remember, the average person who is your competition thinks, wow, price keeps bouncing here. Not only is this level strong, but it's getting stronger. That's what people think. That's what every trading book says. The reality is the opposite, if you understand order flow, right? Every time price comes back to a level like this demand, what's happening to the demand here? The buy orders. Are they, increasing or decreasing? Well, they're decreasing. So, you know, the next big move, and that's what this session is about, is more likely down to the 133 area. Okay. And I think that's the big point there. So you've got a couple low-risk places above to potentially take a position for a move down to. We're going to put demand right here. So just below that that last pivot low. And I'll show you how we'll do this with the target for those that are new to the sessions. So that comes in at 130, hold on, 133. So we'll make the target a blue line. So 133.30 for the target. Okay, makes sense? The reason why we want to take profits before we get to the demand zone is because we never want to take profits at the opposing level. We want to take profits just before the opposing level. The reason is because, you know, at this demand zone, you know, what is the definition of demand or supply? Competition to buy and competition to sell. So if we're short and we have to buy back our position, we don't want to buy where there's competition to buy. We want to buy when there's still competition to sell. We'll have a much easier time getting filled. Okay? That little concept will, you know, really help with your winning percentage. So remember, you know, if a market or a chart kind of looks dead or like nothing's going on, okay, you know, if you look a little deeper, there's always, you know, you can always figure out where the next turn is likely to be and what the next big market move is likely to be. If you just dive in a little bit. 133, we would not consider that fresh, Drew, but since prices just touched that level and took off, there's probably a lot of buy orders sitting there, right? And you want to go just below the pivot low, literally a pip below the pivot low. We would consider that fresh demand, yes.